Welcome to Best Picks HQ. Here are the best free website builders with no coding required. First on the list, Wix. The biggest of them all is Wix. They have more users than any other site builder, and it's easy to see why. It's packed with unique features and great templates. According to our tests, it's the best website builder to create a paid site, but what about a free one? Does it fare just as well in this arena? Well, it depends on what you are looking for. It's great that they hardly have any restrictions on the free plan in terms of features and templates. On desktop computers, they place a pretty visible ad at the top of your website that is sticky, i.e., it will stay even when you start scrolling the page. Fortunately, on mobile phones, it's far less visible and also not sticky. Next to the classic Wix editor, you can also give ADI, Artificial Design Intelligence, a try. ADI is an alternative web creator that uses a series of questions about your project to create your website automatically. Definitely an interesting approach for beginners and also completely free to use. Only if you want to use a custom domain name or go ad-free, you'll need the combo plan at least, which is $16 per month. Next on the list, Ucraft. This is an interesting product as they are the only ones that allow you to connect an existing domain name for free. They also include SSL security at no extra cost, but note that you will be limited to 15 pages on the free plan. Their cheapest paid plan is called Pro, starts at $10 per month and includes pro features such as multilingual sites. Ucraft is a relatively advanced website builder, allowing you to fine-tune your styles such as fonts, colors, and spacings. Overall, we found it more complicated, though, than other free website builders, as the editor isn't quite as self-explanatory. Let's hope that this business model can work long-term. They are giving away quite a lot for free, which is great. But it makes us wonder if this is sustainable. Next on the list, Webnode. A while ago, Webnode completely revamped their editor, making it very modern. The themes they added are stylish and responsive. A pity you can't choose a completely new theme after your initial choice. We used to love Webnode's free plan because its inconspicuous footer ad was barely noticeable. However, it recently decided to change tack. Free sites now display a big, bright blue, and very obvious banner ad that unfortunately doesn't disappear when you scroll down the page. But if that doesn't put you off, there are a few perks of working with Webnode. It's very intuitive, and while it's not the most feature-rich site builder ever, it covers the basics pretty well: contact forms, Google Maps integration, plenty of themes, and very decent SEO options. Webnode also offers a low-cost plan at $3.90 per month, which they fittingly call limited, essentially allowing you to use a domain name you already own and to contact their premium support. The Webnode branding will stay with this option. Next on the list, WebStarts. When it comes to marketing, WebStarts is not exactly shy. With almost 4M users, they claim to be the #1 rated free website builder, without actually saying who rated them. To be fair, WebStarts' free plan is a solid choice. It includes access to all the important features such as the blog, and you can even activate the online store. The product feels similar to Wix in that all the elements can be moved around quite freely. In the feature and template departments, though, you'll find a lot less variety. They also added an AI-based editor next to the classic one. But trying out the artificial intelligence builder left me with a rather ugly site. It's a great idea to offer such an assistant, but it still needs a bit of work, I would say. Next on the list, Jimdo. The good thing about Jimdo is that it won't cost you an arm and a leg, even if you decide to go premium one day. Their cheapest Jimdo Dolphin plan starts at $9 per month and will allow you to use a proper domain. But even if you have no intention of ever upgrading your Jimdo website, you'll enjoy their very smooth and rapid website setup experience. Not only is Jimdo the fastest loading website builder we found, but their designs are also mobile responsive and look generally pretty good. And even though it's not a drag and drop editor, it was still extremely easy to use. Jimdo is pretty limited when it comes to features. There is no blog, no app store, or any fancy tools like that. But if you are a beginner and just want to get that website live on the web, you'll appreciate the simplicity that Jimdo provides. Next on the list, Site 123. Site 123 claims to be by far the easiest website builder, and while their tool is certainly not too difficult to use, we'd say that there are even more user-friendly ones. What's great about their builder is that they have some pretty good-looking themes that are all responsive. Paid plans start at $9.80 per month and include a basic e-commerce store as well as an email marketing tool. Be prepared to receive multiple daily emails after signing up. Free websites show a little banner stripe at the bottom of the page. Next on the list, WordPress.com. WordPress.com is not to be confused with its bigger brother WordPress.org, read our beginner's guide. The latter is fantastic if you are not scared of diving into technical terrain, but surprisingly, the .com version is not that much easier to use, and its free plan has a lot of restrictions. Having said that, if all you want is just to create a blog, WordPress.com could be a great solution for you. For a website, though, we find there are better solutions. Paid plans start at $4 per month. Next on the list, Mozello. This Latvian company is one of the smaller players worldwide. What strikes us about Mozello is that they allow you to create a multilingual website for free, something you won't get anywhere else. The range of features includes a blog, an online store and decent SEO options. Fortunately, the advertisement is just a link in the footer that most of your visitors won't even notice. 500 MB of free storage is included and should be enough for most of us. The downside is that the editor, albeit easy to use, is really limited compared to its competitors. Certain elements like a gallery can only be added to a specific gallery page type, for example. This makes Mozello rather inflexible. Next on the list, strikingly. Don't lose your visitors under the weight of a heavy, confusing website, says Strikingly, a website builder from California. That's probably why they want you to put all your content on a single landing page. If you'd like to create multiple pages, you'll have to upgrade to a paid plan. To be fair, they have some pretty decent templates to choose from and the website editor is easy to understand, even for beginners. If you ever leave the free plan, you'll be charged at least $16 per month. Next on the list, One.com. One.com doesn't have a freemium plan like its competitors. They charge you from the beginning, but the costs are very reasonable. Of course, your website will be ad-free. Optionally, you can add a proper domain name directly. There's only one snag: you are limited to 5 pages, otherwise it's getting rather expensive. If all you need is a small, ad-free website with its own proper domain name, One.com could be a great fit. Oh, and if you'd rather use WordPress instead of their own site builder, you can do that too. Best of all, there won't be any page limit. Next on the list, 000 Web Host. 000 Web Host belongs to the same holding that owns Hostinger, a relatively well-known hosting company. They use 000 Web Host to offer free web hosting services. Those are limited to 1 GB of space, 10 GB of bandwidth and a maximum of 2 websites. But if you don't really want to use WordPress, they have a website builder with a free plan. If you ever decide to go premium to remove limitations from the free plan, you'll be looking to pay about $9 a month. Being completely honest, there are much better tools, like Wix or Weebly, that offer similar deals. Next on the list, new Google Sites. Google recently revamped their website builder Google Sites. Now it's a cleaner, more modern-looking affair. After playing around with it for a few minutes, you will notice 2 things. 1. that it's super easy to use. 2. That there are hardly any features. You can choose from 6 templates that all look pretty bare when you start building, as there is no sample content at all. It seems to be possible to connect a domain name via Google My Business, but then you have to be a business with a physical address. Next on the list, Zoho sites. There are plenty of template designs in Zoho's website creator. The downside is that only a small fraction of them are responsive. Also, they probably looked excellent 5 years ago but now have a bit of a dated feel. The editor itself is super easy to use and covers all basic features you can imagine. Using Zoho Creator you can even add dynamic content blocks to your site. Also, you have full access to the HTML and CSS of your website. All in all, a very decent product, especially if you work with other Zoho products. Last on the list, Sitey, websitebuilder.com, sitebuilder.com. This is a bit of an odd company. They use 3 different brands that sell exactly the same site creator. And we couldn't find any company details, as there is no about page on either of the 3 websites. Even their own domain names seem to be registered privately. At first glance, Sitey & Co looks pretty sweet. They offer a vast number of flawless templates. Once you get to the editor you'll start to notice some similarities to another well-known player, Wix. Everything is really similar, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, we see little reason not to opt for the original. The free plan is limited to 5 pages only, and their paid plans are all more expensive than Wix's. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to click the like button, share and comment down below.